Corona ya bulaya mawe. Corona, South Africa. This too much Corona. COVID-19. This year, 2020.
We had a look carefully at what was happening in Diepsloot, and we noticed the queuing that was happening. People were queuing from as early as 1 in the morning to try and get food, and then they would get to the front of the queue and there would be no food left. So we realized that our program could not have any queuing involved. It had to be a door-to-door delivery. You know, you want to make sure that it's impactful, and you want to make sure that it's transparent and honest, and that's really what it was all about. The Diepsloot Youth Program has been active in Diepsloot for many years, running after-school homework clubs, holiday programs, school feeding schemes, amongst many other projects. Century Property Developments has been a major sponsor and support of our programs from the start. At the beginning of lockdown, instead of the food program in the school, we used that sponsorship from Century Property Developments to do a small feeding program. And that's how it started. So we kind of wet our feet a little bit, partnered with the River Sands Incubation Hub to provide warehousing and safe space for us. And then from there, Teleshow Investment Holdings put out a call to say, listen, anybody want to do food parcels? So we kind of put up our hand and went, oh, we'll try. We had a lot of volunteers that came and helped us. We had a group called the Power Packers who would come in and they'd do 8 hours a day packing, and they were awesome.
Getting involved is like construction work. It's tough. It's not easy. It's not as easy as I think a lot of people think it is.
We even had moms at home who couldn't come and pack or couldn't come and help. So they would actually make soup, and they'd come and drop the soup off every 2 days, and we'd take the soup into Diepsloot and make sure it got to the right people. The warehouse would have to make sure that they had all the food packs ready, that the stock was there. The power packers would have to make sure that they'd been in and packed the 3,000 bags that we needed for the next 2 days. Setting up the delivery teams, making sure the vehicles were ready, making sure the drivers knew where they were going, making sure there was airtime. Airtime was always a problem, airtime. Make sure the reps had airtime, because they did a myriad of phone calls to make sure that their beneficiaries were ready and waiting for their food packs. It was setting the targets, it was putting the teams together, it was managing the expectancy on the ground from the local community.
There were several times where the car that I'm using was blocked on a road by people who are desperately looking for food. And then I said, no, we cannot run away from our people. Let me just go out and explain to them how it works. I come and give you a list. You jot out the list, the name of the people that you feel like these people are in need of this food. We go and process them in a system, and then we check the duplicates. After checking the duplicates, we'll come and bring you the food. After a week, everyone knew what is the procedure.
And so for the first few days, the police did escort our DYP reps on the ground until the word got around and the community understood how the program worked. And then it was unnecessary to have the police escort us. They were just in the area. They were always a call away if we needed them, and they were incredibly supportive of the program. Our target today is 1,500 bags by the end of the day. So that's more or less 200 to 250 bags a team. So let's see if we can get that done, yeah? Hard part of the program is on the ground, dealing with the people, giving food to this one. Sorry, your name's not on a list. Let's get you on a list. Do you really need the food? Food to this guy, finding the homes. That's the hard part of the project. You know, that's the really difficult, where you've got to make decisions on the ground and you've got to make sure that the food gets to the right people. That can be heart-wrenching.
My name is Grace. I got 19 years in here at Diepsloot, stay at squatter camp. My husband now is not working because coronavirus. Papi give us a food parcel, and they not give me only, they give all the people.
My name is TK. I'm an entrepreneur. I've got 2 kids and my wife is a domestic. So basically, due to the COVID, we were on lockdown and there was no way that we could leave our premises so that we can go and work. The food parcels actually went a long way because they managed to sustain us from 1 month to the end of the month. If it wasn't for them, I don't know how we would have survived.
We also delivered about 2,200 food vouchers, which was part of a SASO grantee teleshow program. And then from there, we've now morphed into soup kitchens. So we have 5 soup kitchens. Those 5 soup kitchens feed between 300 and 400 people a day. About 250 in each soup kitchen are children.
I've been coming to the soup kitchen about a month. I used to get food at school. Now the school closed, I used to come in the soup packing.
There are a large number of women entrepreneurs in Diepsloot who ordinarily would run survivalist food businesses that didn't have the means to reopen after the hard lockdown. So we rebagged any damaged packages and we donated them to these micro-entrepreneurs, ensuring that absolutely nothing went to waste.
There's 10 people who are working for my business at home who were going hungry. I wanted to thank the people who first helped me with the mealie meal. For the first day, I took that mealie meal and cook and sell. If it was not for them, I was not going to manage to be here. Because I did not have money for starts, for selling.
DYP is not about giving, it's about empowering people to start doing for themselves.
Actually, the people of Diepsloot now know that it's not only the government that cares about them, but there are also people out there. There are companies out there that really do care about the people of Diepsloot.
You had the Bryanston housewives, you had the CPF guys, you had the Diepsloot businessmen, you had the politicians even, you had the youth, the Diepsloot youth program beneficiaries. It took a lot of work from a lot of people.
I feel that our team have gone beyond what is expected of them to really get the food there and like ethically produce what was expected from them. And remember, originally most of them were not doing it because they were going to get paid. They were doing it because they want to be part of something that helps their community.
We just wanted to be on the road and we just wanted to deliver as much food as possible.
We found people who are really grateful for getting food parcels because they are not working during this lockdown, so they have nothing in the house.
We have to put in very good controls, but we also have to be very careful that our controls don't exclude people who, for example, orphans, child-headed households. They don't have ID numbers and paperwork and so on.
So there was this lady, I called her because we couldn't get hold of her, so I called her, and then she came, and then when I was telling her about she got a food voucher, and she was so happy. She even kneeled down. She was so excited. She even cried. So yeah, that was very emotional for me.
There's one lady we went to deliver at her place in Extension 5. I think her son is 33 but disabled. She didn't have anything to eat at all. She didn't have an idea what she was going to eat next, how she's going to take care of her son. Her impression, the feeling, you see that happiness, the relief, it was very, very touching. These sponsors, they're very amazing. It's quite an amazing job. I would love to thank them. I would love to thank them a lot for what they did.
I mean, looking at and listening to the stories that people were saying about the hunger, how if they didn't have this food, what they would have done, I don't know. In a teleshow, came to our rescue actually. And I think if it wasn't because of the big donation from teleshow, I don't know what we would have done.
Although the core of the program was Teleshow Investment Holdings, it had huge spin-offs with other companies and other groups that wanted to, and other moms that wanted to participate.
Thank you for actually giving hope to the people of Diepsloot during the COVID-19, and thank you for putting food on the table for the people of Diepsloot.
If it wasn't because of them, our people would still be starving.
Thank you for the community, I can say. Thank you. It's a big, big, big help.
It cannot be thanked enough.
At the closure of the Diepsloot Youth Program Food Project, at least 30,000 families had received food, which was a parcel for 4 people for a month.
Now we're working like a people. We jive because the stomach is full.
Hunger has been crowned to the desert. Not very noticeable, obtrusive, but elusive, almost unattainable. Cornered by the sounds of growling stomach, we thank you, Baba Siyabonga.
Ngiyabonga Ngiyabonga